Doesn't find the timber in the process. It's a very good comeback. Musawar Shah completes the second over. Malaysia 15 for the loss of 1 wicket. Experienced Awais Malik rested for today's game. Sairuddin Ibrahim and the very experienced Inamul Haq given a well-earned rest. Can Buddhika to continue from the Balestier Road end. Short, wide, punted away for a single to the covers. And Buddhika bowling to a field of third man, backward point, cover, extra cover, sweeper cover and a mid-off. And on the leg side, it's a mid-on and a fine leg and a short mid-wicket. No slips in place. It's a beautiful shot. Faiz Noor gets down on one knee, cracks it away past backward point for 4. Made it look extremely easy. Elegant shot. 4 runs. Fielder there, extra cover, getting a bad bounce. Faiz Noor in the process finding another boundary for Malaysia. Accepted gleefully. Can Buddhika be unlucky there? 4 runs added to the Malaysian total. They are off to a canter. Tamu Sajad, the fielder there, the Qatar skipper. Usually a very good fielder. Must say he got a bit of unlucky bounce there. Ball hitting one of the 30-yard markers. And on this occasion, gets safely behind it. Faiz would be disappointed he's not able to put that gentle full toss away. Field being set fine. Short third man, backward point. The Malaysian batsman easily scampering through. This is not the best fielding, I can tell you. Singles have been gifted easily. Together with boundary balls. Qatar really not helping themselves. Malaysia would not be complaining. On this occasion, Virandeep Singh unable to put away the half volley. That's the end of the third over. Malaysia 25 for the loss of 1 wicket. Musawar Shah continuing from the Rangoon Road end. Short, chopped into the square. Faiz Noor unable to find the gap. Drilled to short extra cover, backed up by mid-off. No run there. Short, cut away this time, finds the gap. Pass backward point, 4 runs. Faiz Noor played a beautiful cut shot there. Piercing the cover ring, the well fortified backward point region, finds the gap to perfection. Once again a quick single stolen. This is very good batting here by Malaysia. Looking for a single straight away after that boundary. Randeep Singh once again taps it wide off mid-off, collects another single, puts Faiz back on strike. Faiz doing a little bit of gardening there. Surface looks a wonderful wicket for batting on. Might assist with the spinners later on. Thus far it's proven to be a batter's paradise, coupled with short straight boundaries and a lightning quick outfield. Short, dispatched. Backward a square for 4 runs. Faiz Noor just helping himself to the buffet. Savasa being hit on both sides of the wicket, making it extremely difficult for the captain to set a field. The Qatar players literally feeling the heat out there. I can tell you it's not the humidity that's getting them down. It's a bit of indisciplined bowling. Gayan Buddhika will continue. He's been given a few words of advice there. In a wide half volley, slight fumble. Malaysia at the beginning of the 5th over, 35 for the loss of 1 wicket. Cruising along comfortably. The loss of Aziz certainly hampering the acceleration. It's a very attacking player. Gayan Buddhika, can he nip one out here for Qatar? This is a much better over. Bowling good tight areas. Bowling to his field more importantly. And on this occasion, Randeep Singh plants the right foot outside the off stump and throws the kitchen sink at it, wide of mid on, 4 runs. That is a meaty blow. Virandeep Singh playing with a lot more intent this afternoon than he did against Singapore yesterday. Looking to minimize the dot balls, rotate the strike and hit the occasional boundary. Gayan Buddhika needs to be extremely accurate here on this surface. And on this occasion, hit straight back, unable to hold on to it. That was a fearsome shot. I think the attempt was more in self-defense. Gayan Buddhika managing literally to save face. That was struck powerfully by Virandeep Singh. Certainly must say, stopped a boundary. Once again leans into it. Takes a quick single, Virandeep Singh. Taimur Sajjad, Qatar skipper, briskly moving to his right, unable to prevent the single. The long strides of Virandeep Singh ensures he gets there safely. Looks to be a change in the field. Mid-on dropping to a long on. Sweeper cover coming in. Both third man and fine leg up in the circle. Taimur Sajjad giving a few words of advice to his young fast bowler, telling him exactly what is required. Let's see the outcome. An educated outside edge by Faiz Noor founds the boundary. 4 runs. The bowler can feel a bit unlucky there. It was a good delivery. Got the outside edge. The ball flying away to the third man boundary. Malaysia move on to 44 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 5 overs. They will be happy with this start. Looks like a change in the bowling. Mohammad Nadeem, left arm orthodox bowler for Qatar, coming on from the Rangoon road end. Harunam Singh will be pleased I got the name of the road right. What a wonderful tournament this has been thus far. Great entertainment, excellent T20 cricket action. The ICC World T20 Qualifier-Asia final hosted in Singapore. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon with cotton wool skies. If you are anywhere near Balestier Road, do come down and watch. Also a warm welcome to all our viewers catching us live on the stream. Pictures brought to you by Singapore Cricket Association. There's a sea of maroon shirts on the offside. There's a short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover and a long off. Well fortified offside ring. Virandeep Singh will be very disappointed he was unable to deposit that gift from Nadeem. A rank half tracker. Randeep couldn't hit it off the square. That's a good shot. Just glides it to short third man. Faisnu, the skipper, calling his partner through for a quick single. Faiz certainly the more attacking of the two players. He's given him. Nadeem strikes for Qatar. Faiz only has himself to blame. Took the broom out, went for the old sweep shot. Made a hash of things in the process. It's been judged LBW. Malaysia keeps losing wickets. Regular intervals. Every time they seem to be putting the gas down, they lose a wicket. Mohammad Shafiq, very enterprising cricketer, busy cricketer. Shots all around the dial. Walks out to join Virandeep Singh. Virandeep Singh on a runner ball 15. Gets the sweep shot out straight away. Shafiq showing how it should be played. Quick wrists. Magnificently placed. 4 runs. Straight away getting off the mark with a boundary. It's a very difficult player to keep quiet once he gets going. Mohammad Shafiq. Qatar would ideally love to see his back as soon as possible. There's a slip in place, which is very good to see. Qatar looking for wickets. Shafiq says, thank you very much. I'll deposit you to long leg again. From outside off stump. Magnificent shot. That's how you play the sweep shot. Malaysia cantering along. Going to 53 at the end of the 6th over for the loss of 2 wickets. That's the end of the power plays. Tabarak Da and Buddhi Pradhan, the 2 gentlemen officiating this game. Swanathan Kalidas, the reserve umpire. Mr. Manunaya, the match referee. Taimur Sajjad, the Qatari skipper, brings himself on from the Balestier Road end. He's got a long on, deep mid wicket, cow corner, and a short fine leg. And on the offside, there's a backward point, extra cover, sweeper cover, and a long off. It's now turning the dial around, moving the deep mid wicket to deep backward square, and cow corner to deep mid wicket. Taimur Sajjad been bowling extremely well throughout this tournament. He'll be looking to make an impact straight away, bowling to Virandeep Singh. It's a very good delivery straight away on the money. Taimur Sajjad, wonderful young man off the park. The opportunity to talk to him down at the hotel. Really enjoying his stay and cricket here in Singapore. Very knowledgeable person about cricket. Randeep Singh punches this to sweep a cover for a single. Randeep Singh on to 16 from 17 deliveries. Shafiq on strike. Straight away drills it down to sweep a cover for another single. Moves to 9 from 3. Malaysia will be looking for this pair to kick on. Randeep Singh advances down the pitch. This would be the concern for Malaysia. It's a wonderful strike maker, but he tends to play a few dot balls. And in the T20 format, every dot ball is gold dust for the fielding side. On this occasion, glides it down to short third man for a single. What I would ideally like to see Randeep Singh do is employ the sweep. He's got such long reach and levers. That would be an aspect he would want to consider adding to his arsenal, especially in the T20 format. Taimur Sajjad continues. Shafiq advances down the pitch and drills him back over his head for a 6. Gun barrel straight. Beautiful shot. What a player this young man is. Absolute entertainer. He's cantering along at a rapid pace. Malaysia moves on to 62 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 7 overs. As long as Shafiq's there, the scoreboard will be advancing rapidly. Nadeem to continue from the Rangoon Road end. It's bowling to a short third man. Backward point, sweeper cover, extra cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square, and a short fine leg. Randeep Singh will be looking to rotate a single, might even be looking to take the attack to the bowler himself. Guided away, too easy. 4 runs. That certainly was short and asking for trouble. Randeep Singh shows some deft touch, putting it away. Nadeem getting hit on both sides of the wicket here. Randeep Singh surveilling the outfield, looking where his players are. And expertly punts a single to the covers. That's exactly what he needs to do for Malaysia. Get Shafiq back on strike. Mohammad Shafiq has been really entertaining since he came out. Straight away, pinching a single to the offside. Taimur Sajjad, the skipper there, standing slightly deep. The concern that Qatar would be having is they are unable to stop the singles and at the same time frequently conceding boundaries. Nadeem giving chase of his own bowling, prevents a single from being taken. What a week of cricket this has been. Singapore and Nepal playing tomorrow. What would be a final? Randeep Singh punching it through to sweep a cover for a single. Malaysia will be very pleased with the proceedings at the moment, despite losing 2 wickets. These 2 batsmen consolidating and accelerating at the same time. Shafiq looking to sweep that ball, not making contact on this occasion. At the end of the 8th over, Malaysia 69 for the loss of 2 wickets. Malaysia going on at a rate of 8.62 and over. With wickets in hand, they'll be looking to establish a launching pad to accelerate later on in the innings. Taimur Sajjad bowling from the Balestier Road end. On this occasion, Randeep Singh stretches his arms, effortlessly deposits that delivery over long off. Magnificent 6. There's all sorts of action happening on the park as the reserve umpire, Mr. Kali, comes running in with the new set of balls. The Malaysian substitute fielders carrying a well-deserved drink for the 2 batsmen. It's what you call a little pit stop in cricket. Randeep Singh certainly with a better batting performance today, showing why he's such a highly rated player in Malaysia and a dangerous player. He's got the game to both accelerate and rotate. My Nepali media colleague screeching his chair, busy on his social media website. Punts it away to deep mid-wicket for a single. It's been a wonderful tournament. Media, visitors from all parts of the world coming here, from the Middle East, from South Asia. Been enjoying this tournament and their stay in Singapore. We'll have a wonderful final tomorrow. It's a wonderful bit of batting there by Shafiq again. Little deft touch, calling his partner through for the second. Good bit of running. Randeep Singh with his long strides casually jogs to the non-strikers end for 2. Shafiq looks to open up now, coming down the wicket, drilling it to deep extra cover for a single. Taimur Sajjad bowling to a well set field. He's got his men in the right places. Straight away. Bowls a top ball. Randeep Singh will be disappointed. There's no man in front of the wicket on the leg side. That should have been turned around for a single. And he does that now. At the end of the 9th over, Malaysia advanced to 80 for the loss of 2 wickets. These two building up a wonderful little partnership. .35 runs here being added for the 3rd wicket. Shafiq contributing 19. Randeep Singh moving on to 31. Both batting nicely for Malaysia. Nadeem continues. Tamur Sajjad has a change in mind. Looks like Iqbal Hussain Chowdhury from the Rangoon Road end. Bowls a very deceptive yet disciplined line and length. Has the knack of picking up wickets whenever the ball's thrown to him. I think the Qatar skipper Tamur Sajjad he'll be hoping that Chowdhury could give him a wicket here to stop the advance of Malaysia, keep them down to a manageable total. Malaysia, on the other hand, look to build on this partnership and launch from the platform to look to get at least 180. Randeep Singh leans back and drills it down to sweep a cover for a single. Very elegant, tall right-hand batsman. Lovely to watch. Pleasing on the eye when he gets going. Shafiq, on the other hand, is a real powerhouse. He's built like a tank and doesn't mind to fire away. Ball Chowdhury to Shafiq. Shafiq looking to reverse pedal that to take advantage of the gap between the wicketkeeper and short third man. Unable to make contact. And on this occasion, place it uppishly away to sweep a cover for a single. Kalander Khan behind the stumps there for Qatar. Busily adjusting the angles, helping Tamur Sajjad, the skipper. Once again, unable to pierce the gap. Iqbal Chowdhury stringing together a set of dot balls here. That's usually his MO. Build up the pressure, which more often than not results in a wicket. And on this occasion, Randeep Singh finds the single. And at the end of the 10th over, Malaysia 83 for the loss of 2 wickets. Qatar would want to rethink where their in-ring fielders are standing. They're conceding far too easy the singles, And at the same time, Malaysia are also able to find the occasional boundaries. Taimur Sajjad to continue from the Balestier Road end. Randeep Singh continues. Punch down to long off. Seems very happy collecting these singles, getting Shafiq back on strike. Malaysia too should be pleased with the proceedings at the moment. Qalandar Khan, he slipped the stumping. Taimur Sajjad creating the pressure, creating the opportunity. And that was the opportunity to get rid of the dangerous Mohammad Shafiq. Wicketkeeper couldn't execute the stumping. Oh, and once again, Randeep Singh drilling that one back, the ball hitting his partner Shafiq, ricocheting off to Taimur Sajjad, who tried to throw down the stumps at the non-striker's end. It's all happening. That was a ferocious blow. Mohammad Shafiq is built like a tank, but even he felt the strike. Well, it's all well. We're back to cricket. He seems okay. Drilled it down to deep extra cover for a single. Having a little chat to the umpire. Maybe might require the physio to come out. And Randeep Singh on this occasion drills it down to deep mid wicket for yet another single. Really seems to be feeling the pinch as a result of that blow by Randeep Singh. Qatar will be looking to collect a wicket here. That's a terrific shot. Shafiq switches sides, executes the reverse, 4 runs behind backward point. Very well played. Seems to be getting a change of gloves. Umpires Buddhi Pradhan. Tabarak Da officiating in this game, right on top of things. Both batsmen ready to go. Iqbal Chowdhury to continue from the Rangoon Road end. We are past the halfway mark of the Malaysian innings. At the end of 11 overs, Malaysia 92 for the loss of 2 wickets. It's a good platform established here from which they can launch. They would ideally like these 2 batsmen to continue past the 15th over and then really take it to the Qatari bowling attack from there. It's a beautiful shot, and that's a very lazy bit of fielding by the Qatari sweeper cover fielder. Not impressed. Iqbal Chowdhury is giving him the old fast bowler stare, and I would totally understand that. Mohammad Tanveer went for a gentle jog. That's been one aspect of Qatar cricket they really need to look into, their fielding. Once again, Randeep Singh. Following up that beautiful boundary with a single. It really demoralizes the bowlers when you don't have the full backing of the fielding unit. Beautiful shot. Shafiq showing some deft touch here. Reverse glides it, back shot past short third man for 4. This is excellent batting. He's showing that not only does he have the power, but he also has the touch shots, the finesse. Very effective. Yes, in the morning's game, we saw Nepal, an absolute opposite side of the coin in terms of fielding on the park. They were energetic, live. They even converted half chances. Fielding is such an important aspect in T20 cricket, or in any cricket for that matter. Chaudhry to Shafiq, and on this occasion Shafiq goes the other way. 4 runs. This is brilliant batting by the Malaysian number 10. It's taking Iqbal Chaudhry really to the cleaners on all parts of the ground. 4 past third man, 4 past cover, and now 4 past fine leg. Taimur Sajjad, the Qatar skipper, he'll be wondering whether he has enough men on the park. That's the effect actually Shafiq can have on you. Plays all around the dial. It's a very difficult batsman to bowl to when he's on song. Chaudhry nearly striking there. And that was an easy single. Shafiq not happy with his partner. It was his call, and Virandeep Singh not responding. Shafiq seems to be asking, what's going on, mate? Virandeep Singh's got the cement boots on the non-striker's end. This time they rotate the single. We'll see how Qalandar Khan's mis-stumping, how expensive it is going to be. At the end of 12 overs, Malaysia 106 for the loss of 2. Advancing nicely. Both Qatar and Malaysia playing for pride here. Singapore and Nepal advancing to face each other off tomorrow on what would essentially be a final for the solitary qualification slot available for a team to advance the global qualifiers in the UAE. It's been a wonderful tournament here, hosted in Singapore, the ICC World T20 Qualifiers. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The crowd's coming in. Nepal contingent has disappeared, but they were a very happy lot this morning. Saw their team performing wonderfully. I tell you, tomorrow Sunday, it's going to be jam-packed. Host Singapore taking on Nepal. That's going to be a cracking game. There's a change of bowling at the Balestier Road end. Number 33, Norman Sawa, coming into bowl it at Shafiq. That's a good delivery. Sawa really bending his back, extracting whatever assistance he can from this IA pitch. It's been a beautiful wicket to bat on right throughout. Yesterday's game between Qatar and Kuwait, nearly producing 400 runs. It's been a testament to the ground staff, the curators, and everybody behind the scenes. Sawa greeted by Shafiq down on one knee. almost before the ball was delivered. Manages to paddle it around the corner to long leg for 2. I get the feeling that Malaysia would be looking to shift gears now. They got wickets in hand. They would want to bat Qatar out of this game if possible. Qatar, very dangerous batting unit. And that's a beautiful delivery. Norman Sawa generating some real heat here. I can tell you it's not the afternoon sun. He's really bending his back. He must prefer bowling with the older ball. Otherwise, it beats me to understand why he would not take the new ball. Taimur Sajjad, the Qatar skipper, obviously has other ideas. Having a little chat with the umpire, possibly to check how many overs each of his bowlers have remaining. Up in the air, simple catch. That's exactly what Malaysia did not need. The change in the bowling works for Qatar. Gayan Buddhika makes no mistake at long off. Norman Sawa strikes for Qatar. Shafiq be disappointed, having done all the hard work. Got out exactly when it requires Malaysia to accelerate. Well, that's the way this game goes. With the aircon, I was really hoping. It's a very good over thus far. Norman Sawa built up the pressure with the dots. Extracted the mistake there from Shafiq. Was trying to loft him over long off. Gayan Buddhika completing the formalities with a straightforward catch. We're into the 13th over. Malaysia 108 for the loss of 3. It's a very good over. Norman Sawa really bending his back, bowling excellent lines and length. He's pulling this game back for Qatar. Taimur Sajjad waving his arms around, marshalling his troops. It's a good shot, guided down to third man. Good bit of fielding keeps it down to 1. Looked like Mohammad Nadeem down there. Yet another change in the bowling. Taimur Sajjad changing his bowlers around, ensuring that the Malaysian batsmen don't get used to any particular rhythm. At the end of 13 overs, Malaysia 109 for the loss of 3. Looks like it'll be Nadeem to continue from the far end, the Rangoon Road end. got 2 overs remaining in his spell. Straight away, Virandeep Singh looking for the quick single. Gets there easily in the end. Kamran Khan unable to prevent that. Standing slightly deep. Virandeep Singh drills one down to long on, collects a single. They would ideally like the backward point fielder to be standing slightly further up, given that there's a sweeper backing up to cut off the boundary. Otherwise, there's an easy single every time the ball goes in his direction. And on this occasion, he skies one, could be out caught. Chowdhury underneath it, banks it safely. That's the end of that. Nadeem strikes for Qatar. 2 quick wickets. Really thrown a spanner in the advance of the Malaysian batting lineup. Malaysia just got themselves to blame. Keep throwing away their wickets. It's a good bit of bowling. Reaps the dividends. Mohammad Shahadat, it's the batsman out. Looks like Sherwin Muniandi walks in to the middle to join Virandeep Singh. Malaysia would be looking to get at least 165 to 170 runs to compete against this powerful Qatari batting lineup. Virandeep Singh once again steals a single to that heavily fortified backward point ring. I can't help myself but feel they are standing a bit too deep. Every time the ball's nudged in that region, there's a single. And it only seems that Virandeep Singh's radar is picking this up, because the rest of the Malaysian batsmen, they have chosen suicide over singles, throwing away their wickets. Malaysia would like these 2 batsmen to continue deep into the 17th over, if possible, take them all the way. On this occasion, the Qatari inner ring moves in, almost catching Muniandi off guard there. Taimur Sajjad pointing out to his backward point fielders to come in a few steps, which they have done now. And immediately it prevents the singles. A sharp captaincy there by Taimur. It's a good cricketer with a good cricketing brain. And that's the end of a very good over. The end of 14, Malaysia 112 for the loss of 4. Another change of bowling. I beg your pardon. Norman Sawa continues. Randeep Singh moving on quietly to 43. He's been holding these innings together from one end. Malaysia would look to him to see them through to a competitive total. This time fielded well there behind point. Kamran Khan, the number 88 for Qatar. He's got a good pair of hands. Excellent field there at backward point. There seems to be some life injected into the Qatar outfit as a result of those quick wickets. It's a very good delivery. Yorker. Randeep Singh equal to the task. Punches it down the ground for a single. Guided backward of point by Muniandi. It's a busy cricketer. And I like the fact that he runs the first one hard, always looking for the second. Worst thing you can do in a T20 is be casual about your running between the wickets. 5 to 6 runs could be the difference between winning and losing. And every run is gold dust. Norman Sawa has been doing a good job for his captain and Qatar. Running in hard, hitting the deck hard. It's time drifting down the legs. Randeep Singh manages to get a bit of wood on that. 2 runs down to fine leg. Be disappointed he couldn't find the gap. The fine leg fielder being in the circle, that would have been 4 runs. Norman Sawa lucky to get away with that. Seems to be a little bit of urgency about the Malaysian batting right now. Sherwin Muniandi coming in. I'm sure he came in with a little message to Randeep Singh as well, who's batting on 46. It's a good delivery, beaten outside off stump. Norman Sawa has been doing an excellent job for Qatar. Malaysia going along at 7.82 runs per over. This time punch to extra cover, looking for 2, running the first one hard. That has been the real change with Muniandi coming in. At the end of 15 overs, Malaysia 117 for the loss of 4. They'll be looking to put the foot down on the accelerator any moment now. Qatar would not mind these singles at all. They know they have the firepower for the chase. Malaysia would be looking to get at least 60 to 70 runs, if possible, in these last 5 overs. Nadeem seems to continue from the Rangoon Road end, and he would try to pick up a few wickets. There's a short third man, backward point, sweeper cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square, and a short fine leg. Nadeem aborts the delivery. Randeep Singh dancing down the track, elegantly guides that To wide long off, collects 2. It's a hot sunny Saturday afternoon. Wonderful day for cricket. This one's short. Virandeep Singh will be very disappointed he was not able to put that one away. Taimur Sajjad sweeping in on it. Adjusting the sweeper cover, now move to a deep extra cover position. Top edges it and perishes. Unfortunately, that's been the story for Virandeep Singh. He's a wonderful batsman, but he gets out at the worst possible moments for Malaysia. Out on 49. Nadeem will be very pleased with that result. And this is what happens when you actually don't punch the gaps. The previous delivery, short half tracker, should have been a single, was a dot ball. Next delivery results in a wicket. Aminuddin Ramli walks out to the middle to join Muniandi. Ramli, an absolute stroke player for Malaysia. Malaysia would ideally like him to play a few strokes. Qatar expertly applying the choke here, ensuring that they stifle the momentum and the advance of Malaysia by frequently picking up wickets. It's been a very good over thus far, giving nothing away here. Mohammad Nadeem holding a tight line and length. This is the challenge often when a new batsman walks into the crease. It's never easy to get going straight away. Punts a single. The backward square leg. Qatar wouldn't mind these singles at this juncture in the game. Mohammad Nadeem into his last over. He's picked up 3 wickets for 21 runs thus far. He's done a stellar job for his captain and Qatar. Once again, another single stolen to that backward point region. That would be one area that they would want to close off. Malaysia moved to 121 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of the 16th over. 4 overs remaining in their innings. Norman Sawa. I felt his bowling was the real game changer and the partnership was flourishing. Came and bowled in with great intent and aggression, hitting the deck hard. It's bowling to Muniandi. The short fine leg. Single stolen. A little tumbling stop there by the Qatar fielder at short fine leg. Can't prevent the single being taken. Qatar wouldn't mind these singles. Malaysia ideally would like for somebody to get going, hit a few boundaries. And once again, single onto the offside, just in front of point. Norman Sawahi too wouldn't mind these singles. We're in the last 4 overs, the Malaysian innings. And that's a beautiful shot. Punched over long on, gun barrel straight. Magnificent 6. Muniandi making it look extremely easy. That was not an easy shot. That was a top quality shot. Minimum of fuss, maximum result. We might need GPS trackers on these kookaburras. We've been losing a few of them around the park here during the course of these ICC World T20 Qualifiers Asia finals. It was rather pleasing to see a wonderful Labrador Terrier playing with a kookaburra this morning as I walked to the park. Seemed to have found one of the balls that went down towards the further end of the ground. What they say, finders keepers. Norman Sawa continues from the Balestier Road end. Muniandi announcing his intent. That's a brilliant bit of fielding there once again, backward of point. Kamran Khan saving 3 runs for his team. The diving stop. Good shot once again, leaning into it, running the first one hard, looking for 2, making it comfortably. And on this occasion, once again, feel that sweeper cover being kept busy. Kamran Khan, the wicket keeper. I beg your pardon, Kalanda Khan, tumbling collection there. That's the end of Sawa's over. The end of 17, Malaysia 134 for the loss of 5. Aminuddin Ramli and Muniandi. They would look to take at least 40 runs to 45 runs of these last 3 overs. Paul Chowdhury comes back onto the attack from the Rangoon Road end. This occasion punts it away, 4 runs, and I tell you what, Mohammad Tanvir better make up for this rubbish when he's batting. That's a shocking bit of fielding. He just escorted that delivery. The Qatari fielding unit not impressed with that effort being put by the sweeper cover fielder. Don't know whether he's injured or he's just generally lazy. Bal Chowdhury comes back with a dot ball. That really is unacceptable standard of fielding in a T20 match. Your bowler's putting it in on a hot day, you have to back him up. Malaysia wouldn't mind that. And that's the end of that. Chowdhury with a smart variation in pace, bowls like gutter. Kalanda Khan makes no mistake this time. That's the end of the dangerous Muniandi. Stumped. Tanveer is not getting many high fives as he joins the huddle. Taimur Sajjad politely reminding him should put in a bit more while he's fielding. Coming out to join Mohammad Fitri. Fitri Sham, another attacking cricketer. Sham joins Aminuddin Ramli. Be looking to take this Malaysian total past 160, ideally even reaching 170. Bal Chowdhury and Qatar, they'll be looking to pick up wickets and to throw a few spanners in the works. That's a friendly full toss. Fitri Sham be disappointed he wasn't able to deposit that over the ropes. Nonetheless manages a single. Bal Chowdhury very lucky to get away with that one. This time he skies it. This one's gone miles in the air. Taimur Sajjad underneath it. Makes no mistake. Qatar skipper grabs the beauty. Iqbal Chowdhury using all his experience, deception and guile, subtle variations in pace. He's done the Malaysian batsman. All ends up. Malaysia once again losing wickets in a heap. Neville Christilianage joins Fitri Sham in the middle. Not the ideal situation for Malaysia. Two new batsmen. Both the set batsmen getting out, or partially set I should say. Just when they look to accelerate, keep losing wickets. Bal Chowdhury has been bowling exceptionally well, changing his pace, extracting the errors from the Malaysian batsman. That's a wonderful over. Malaysia move on to 140 for the loss of 7 wickets, the end of 18 overs. Kayan Buddhika coming into the attack from the Balestier Road end. Qatar physio doing a few laps around the IEA Oval. It's a hot day, making sure the boys are well hydrated. They all seem to be carrying a towel. It's a different type of heat here in Singapore. The humidity much higher than Qatar. Iqbal Chowdhury giving a few words of advice to young Kayan Buddhika. Highly animated discussion. It's either that or he's impersonating Elvis Presley. I think it might be the first one. Taimur Sajjad marshalling his troops, getting the fielders in the right place. An animated Iqbal Chowdhury seems to be suggesting to the skipper that the fielders should be elsewhere. Skipper Taimur Sajjad lets his long on fielder know. Smack. Malaysian batsman looking for two. This is curtains. This is absolute curtains. That's absolute suicide. There was never two. Neville seems to be from another planet. He just took off on that second, a non-existent second, I must say. Fitri Sham smartly suggesting no. Maybe Neville's headgear did not allow the message to penetrate. As a result, Malaysia lose yet another batsman. That's some poor running between the wickets. Qatar doesn't mind this at all. Kayan Buddhika, he'll be very pleased. That certainly was an unnecessary run out. Anwar Rahman comes out to the middle to join Fitri Sham. Good bit of work by Mohammad Rizlan there in the deep, resulting in that run out. Kayan Buddhika bowls a wild one. Kalanda Khan does a very decent job to prevent that ball from going to the boundary. Flinging himself to the right. Certainly saved 4 runs there. That's another wide, and once again Kalanda Khan certainly stops another boundary. He seems to be scoring more runs from behind the wicket these days. He seems to be having a word of discussion with the umpire, the very experienced Buddhi Pradhan, standing at the main umpire's end here, from which Kayan Buddhika is bowling. Buddhika decides to go left arm over again. It's bowling to Anwar Rahman. Who's just tucked it around the corner, the leg side for a single. Qatar wouldn't mind these singles at all. Been a very good over thus far by Gayan Butika. Fitri Sham back on strike. Malaysia would be hoping he could deposit a few into the boundaries or preferably over it. Certainly tees off and perishes. Straightforward catch. No mistake made by Norman Sawa. He's got hands like fishnets. Absolutely swallowed that. Fitri Sham had no chance. As they say, another one bites the dust. Malaysia really throwing themselves in deep hot water. The batsmen seem to perish exactly when they require to accelerate. Looks like Pawandeep Singh coming out to bat. Be joining Anwar Rahman. Gayan Butika and Qatar in a position to bowl Malaysia out here and ensure that the total does not go beyond 150. Malaysia, on the other hand, would absolutely want these two to finish off the 20 overs. Would be criminal otherwise. Iqbal Chowdhury still having the conversation with the captain. Gayan Butika rolling his fingers over that. Iqbal Chowdhury seems to have a point to get across to his captain regarding the short third man fielder. Gayan Butika bowling way outside the off stump. His captain would ideally like for him to come a bit straight and hit the timber. Pawandeep Singh, a good left arm orthodox bowler. Can't be the most accomplished batsman, otherwise he wouldn't be batting at number 11. Qatar needs to be ruthless here and close out the Malaysian innings. Malaysia, on the other hand, they would like to bat out the 20. That's a great bit of work there by Qalandar Khan behind the stumps. Tumbling dive to his right. He's got his own style of acrobatics. It's very effective. At the end of 19 overs, Malaysia 144 for the loss of 9 wickets. Iqbal Chowdhury to bowl the last over from the Rangoon Road end. Anwar Rahman, he's on strike. Pawandeep Singh, the non-striker. There's a short third man, backward point, sweeper cover, extra cover, and a long off. Long on, deep mid wicket, backward square leg, and a fine leg completes the field. Iqbal Chowdhury to Anwar Rahman. He's hit this miles in the air. Taimur Shahjad completes the formalities. It's taken one ball, the 20th over. And that's the end of that. Malaysia all out for 44. Qatar will be very pleased with their performance. No point in time did they allow the Malaysian batting unit to get away. We will join you back shortly with the Qatar chase. Don't go anywhere. Singapore and Nepal leading the points table. They've earned themselves in tomorrow's effective final. Malaysia and Qatar here playing for pride. Looks like it's Neville from the Balestier Road end for Malaysia. It's Javed Khan opening the batting for Qatar, together with Mohammad Nadeem. No, it's not Mohammad Nadeem. Who's the opening batsman? Faisal Javed Khan. The non-striker. Kamran Khan. Faisal Javed opening the batting for Qatar. The third man, backward point, cover, extra cover mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket and a short fine leg. Neville Lienegay be looking to get an early breakthrough here for Malaysia. And straight away does precisely that. Virandeep Singh makes no mistake. Neville Lienegay, a very experienced cricketer, bowls good tight lines and lengths. Did the same against Singapore, was able to get Malaysia that early breakthrough. Faisal Javed walks back to the pavilion without disturbing the scorers. Mohammad Tanveer, Qatar number 3, walks out to the middle. He's got a lot of responsibility here. Malaysia off to the ideal start. Qatar, they would hope that these two batsmen out here would form a partnership in their chase of 145 to win. Smashed away, first ball, glorious stroke, down on one knee, through the covers, 4 runs. Neville drifting ever so slightly outside the off stump, pays the price. Mohammad Shafiq, the wicketkeeper of Malaysia, up to the stumps. Virandeep Singh towering over Neville, offering him some words of encouragement and perhaps advice. Let's see how that works out. Malaysia seem to be in good spirits, feeling confident, looking to defend this total. It's a good take there by Shafiq. Standing up to the stumps. on this case, Sherwin Muniandi there, diving to his right at mid-off. Stops a firmly driven stroke. Neville Christillian again. Pulls away from the Balestier Road end. It's another good delivery. Tanveer safely behind it. Qatar 4 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of the first over. It's a beehive of activity here. The operations box at IA. Got the media, the journalists. The very expensive equipment. Looks like Pawandeep Singh to continue from the Rangoon Road end. He's got a short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover and a long off. There's a long on, mid-wicket, square leg and a fine leg. It's going to be Pawandeep Singh to Kamran Khan. Tucks it around the corner for a single. It's Tanveer on strike. Tanveer cautiously behind it, presents the full face of the bat. Pawandeep Singh straight away, bowling an excellent line and length, giving nothing away. Flights the ball. Tanveer accepts it gleefully, deposits him back for the square for 4 runs. Top shot. Looks a dangerous batsman. Mohammad Tanveer, the number 4. This occasion, Pawandeep Singh firing it into the pads. The ball drifting in with the arm. This new Kookaburra holding its line. Flighted, what a magnificent catch. The captain, Faiz Noor. That was struck ferociously by Tanveer. That certainly was a brilliant catch. Had very little time to react. Made it look easy. Got both hands to it. Took it cleanly. Malaysia certainly putting a spanner in the ideas and the works of Qatar, picking up 2 quick wickets. It's the ideal start for Malaysia. It's not going to be easy for Qatar if they do keep losing wickets at a regular interval. Both teams playing for pride. It's been very good quality of cricket right throughout this ICC T20 World Cup Qualifier-Asia finals. This match is no different. Inamul Haq, the number 9 for Qatar, not playing today. Will they miss his experience in the middle? Mohammad Rizlan is coming to the middle to join Kamran Khan. Scoreboard reads 9 for 2. We're in the middle of the second over. Pawandeep Singh doing a very good job here for his keeper in Malaysia, keeping it really tight and also picking up a wicket. It's a wonderful over. At the end of 2 overs, Qatar 9 for the loss of 2 wickets. Greetings to all our viewers tuning in to this live streaming from Singapore and around the world. It's wonderful pictures brought to you by the Singapore Cricket Association. It's been a wonderful Saturday afternoon here. Neville to continue from the Balestier Road end. Kamran Khan on strike. Has a little look around the field. See where the fielders are. Wicketkeepers up to the stumps. Neville pulls away. Bowls it wide. Umpire Buddhi Pradhan signals a wide. The umpiring has been excellent and consistent right throughout. Dar from Hong Kong, Buddhi Pradhan from Nepal. The reserve umpire is Kalidas from Malaysia. That's a good delivery from Neville. Mr. Manunaya is the match referee. Neville's got a third man, backward point, cover, extra cover and a long off. There's a mid-on, mid-wicket, deep backward square and a short fine leg on the leg side. Pawandeep Singh adjusts his square leg. Kamran Khan going for an expansive shot there. Lucky still to have his stumps intact. The ball looks a bit too full for the pull shot. Neville skidding it through. It's a slippery customer. Neville Christie gets it down the other end a bit quicker than it expects. Once again, very good bowling. Tight lines here. Drifting on the pads. Played away to mid-wicket. Pawandeep Singh does the fielding. Batsman crossed through for a single. Malaysia will be very pleased with this start, keeping the dangerous Qatari batsman quiet in the power play overs. Qatar, on the other hand, would be looking to consolidate and build a partnership. Shafiq, the wicketkeeper, up to the stumps, ensuring that the batsmen do not advance down the track. The ploy seemed to be working. That's a brilliant delivery and the end of a brilliant over. Neville Christie. End of 3 overs, Qatar 11 for the loss of 2 wickets. Malaysia building the pressure, slowly but surely. Still a long way to go in this game. These two experienced players out there in the middle for Qatar. Mohammad Rizlan and Kamran Khan. The Qatar dugout would expect them to play an impactful hand in this chase. Pawandeep Singh continues from the Rangoon Road end. And that's a very close one. Hitting Kamran Khan on the pads. Must have been outside the off stump. Sabarada adjudicates not out. Once again, Kamran Khan coming down the wicket and trying an ambitious hoik across the line, not connecting. Good to see Mohammad Rizlan coming down the wicket and having a little chat to his partner, telling him, calm down mate, just look for a single, no big rush, don't throw your wicket away. Must be something like that, he said. Four runs, bottom edge. Tumbling Rumley, unable to stop that from going to the fence for four. Pawandeep Singh, he'll be disappointed. Spoils the pressure he was building by sending that one down the leg side. Mohammad Rizlan gleefully accepting the gift, finding the boundary. And on this occasion, Faiz Noor, Malaysian skipper, fielding a mid-wicket. Prevents a single from being taken. Pawandeep Singh giving that delivery a bit of flight. Kamran Khan managing a single down to long on. That's the end of a very good over. Qatar 16 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 4 overs. Seems to be a change of gloves coming in. I'm sure accompanied by a little message for these two batsmen to continue. Umpires keeping a watchful eye. Neville Christie to continue from the Balestier Road end. There's no change in the field. Wicketkeeper still standing up to the stumps. And as I speak, long off has been sent back and third man's brought up into the circle. As a backward point, cover, extra cover, long off, mid on, mid wicket and a deep short fine leg. And straight away, Kamran Khan throws his hands at the delivery outside off stump. Manages 4 runs. Neville Lienegay would feel rather unlucky. The margin for error so small in the power play overs. It's a lightning quick outfield. It's got great shot for values here for the batsman. They just need to invest with a bit of patience. They can reap the rewards later. That's a very good delivery. Neville Lienegay coming left arm round on this occasion, bringing the ball back in. Kamran Khan beaten on the inside edge. The Malaysian outfit looks pumped, cheering each other on. They believe they can pull off an upset victory here, defending this total. It's a quick single. Tucked on to mid-wicket. Pawandeep Singh there. Cannot prevent the single from being taken. Tucked away to mid-wicket. Apishli. Thank you very much. Whose birthday? Yours. Our facilities manager, Mr. Mahesh Kumar, celebrating his 16th birthday today. Offers us all a wonderful slice of cake. Happy sweet 16, Mahesh. There's a big appeal out there in the middle. Tell you what, would have been really sweet for Neville had he gotten that LPW decision. But the man that matters says not out.
Which cake is this? Coconut? No. Walnut?
Walnut. Neville plays a shot, it's gone up in the air, fielder getting underneath it. And it doesn't manage to hang on to it. That certainly has to be put down as a chance. Looks like Anwar Rahman there at deep mid-wicket. The umpire signals 4. That certainly was a mistake. The dangerous Kamran Khan gets another life. Let's see how expensive that's going to be for Malaysia. He's given him, he's gone. Straight away. Rahman strikes with his very first delivery. Sends Mohammad Rizlan back to the pavilion. Qatar, they seem to be making a real meal out of this chase. Malaysia really pumped up, picking wickets at a regular interval. Tamur Sajjad, the skipper, number 7, walks out to the middle. He might be the ideal man to have there. Got a good, cool, calm head on his shoulders. He's got the cricketing ability to go with it. Malaysia certainly be looking to see the back of him early. Malaysian gold and black trims in high spirits in the park here at IA. They feel that they can have this door open. Anwar Rahman with his slidey left arm orthodox. Taimur Sajjad giving the bowler the due respect. Still a long way to go in this match. Tell you what, Anwar Rahman's getting through the overs fairly quickly. I've seen bowling machines bowl slower. Top edge. Fine leg fielder in no man's land. Goes over his head for 4. That certainly was a close call. Taimur Sajjad picking the ball up. Tell you what, this game has been played in the best of spirits. That's what cricket's all about. That's a very good delivery. An inside edge, almost. Getting through the defences of Taimur Sajjad. Not out, says the umpire. At the end of the 6-over power play, Qatar 30 for the loss of 3 wickets. It's wonderful to invite my friend Subin Sharaf. Subs, welcome to the Combox.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you very much. Delighted to be here. Been on the road.
Former national captain of Singapore, present chairman of selectors. It's a wonderful game brewing here. How do you call it?
I have some catching up to do because I've been out and about. I've been following the tournament through all the social media, and it's been so interesting. There's been no clear, the teams have been having a go at each other every day. There's no clear team that's right on top of the tournament. Of course, from a personal standpoint, I'm delighted to see Singapore doing as well as they have, and I'm blatantly selfish about that. But from a cricketing standpoint, it's really been good to see all these sides play the way they have.
Aziz, once again the ball going up in the air. Again, made a lot of ground there. Anwar Rahman at deep mid wicket. Ball going into the boundary for 4. Yes, Subin, as you said, it's been a wonderful tournament. You must be very proud to see Singapore making it there to the top. Be a wonderful game tomorrow with Nepal. This game
will be, yes. I was watching some of the games in the beginning, and you see the feedback of people on social media and how they felt this ground was too small and how games would probably be high scoring. I think people who've seen cricket in New Zealand, for example, will know that their grounds are not very big, and yet they end up making some very good cricket teams, as we've seen this World Cup. So it takes good cricket to win on any ground, and I think sides have found that out in this tournament.
Aziz there, slightly short and wide. Punish backward of point for 4 runs. That's a very good delivery. As he's bending his back and extracting some decent pace out of this IA track. Good carry through to the wicketkeeper.
There was a lot of bounce in the earlier half of the tournament. The wickets, there was very good carry, good bounce. I think that's kind of toned down just a little bit as the games have progressed.
Once again, Qatar batsman here trying to get the ball to backward square. One thing I noticed about Aziz is he hits the bat a bit harder than he looks. He's sort of a brisk
Bowls a heavy
medium.
ball.
Yeah, he's brisk medium. He's a good all-round cricketer. Good attacking batsman. Handy medium pace bowler. Chipped into the vacant mid-wicket region. Batsman looking for 2. This is good running between the wickets. Qatar certainly seem to have paid attention to this. Taimur Sajjad, the skipper, out there, responding well to his partner.
What have you seen through, from at least, I mean, this is an observation I've had watching the games I did. There's this huge focus on big hits. I just feel this is such a good ground to bat conventionally and still get a lot of return for good shots. I mean, it's one of those grounds where you can pick a lot of boundaries, if not sixes. But there's somehow I've seen batsmen trying to go for big hits and keep getting out again and again.
Yeah, well, look, you have to assess the match situation. I think that's the most important thing. And at the end of the day, this is something my good old friend and mentor in the De Silva used to tell me: play the ball. If it's in your area, if you're confident you can clear it, then go for it. But at the same time, you have to be aware of the match situation. What does it require? What does your team require? And you have to be smart about it. The dimensions of this ground suggest that the straight boundaries are short and there's a lightning quick outfield. So there's a lot of value for shots, as you were correctly saying. But at the same time, you also have to ensure that the number of dot balls conceded are kept to a minimum, and you also rotate and run the singles hard.
And it's a lot easier for Arvind De Silva to say that. You've also got to have the ability to clear the ground.
Absolutely.
Every time the way he did. I think players need to know themselves as well. Batsmen bat differently. There are some batsmen who are naturally big hitters of the ball, and then there are some. I guess there's a lot of room, even in 20-over cricket, for the conventional batsman to get a good 60, 70, which could in the end be a match-winning score for his or her side in any form of cricket. I mean, whether it's men's or women's cricket.
Rohit Sharma is a good example. Rahman continues. This could be another chance. Oh, it's a horrible mix-up. And that's the end of that.
Ball watching.
Kamran Khan perishes.
The batsman was ball watching there. He probably thought he was caught and didn't pay attention to his partner, who was halfway down the track. And rightly so. It was his call.
Yes, Taimur Sajjad certainly made the right call. Kamran Khan there, ball watching and paying the price. It's not the exact situation that Qatar would have liked. But this batsman walking out, Norman Sawa, I watched him play throughout this tournament. He's got a very cool head on his shoulders. Even the other day, even in the chase against Nepal, I think he would be an ideal foil here for Taimur Sajjad. And these two would need to bat and take this deep into their innings if Qatar are to have a chance of reaching 145, which at the beginning of the game looked quite straightforward, but it never is.
It never is. When you're chasing, no score ever is straightforward. You got to remember, if it could happen to the other team, it could happen to us, and that's something I think teams tend to sort of forget. If you look at the small totals chased in the World Cup recently, in the semi-finals and the finals, and how difficult they became, it's the match situation, the occasion, that somehow gets to the batsman.
Yes, I mean, I saw my boys defend 230 plus against England.
Exactly.
And it didn't even rain.
It was a proper one-day match.
Sri Lanka's plan was for it to rain and us to get to the semi-finals. Yeah, I had an opportunity to speak to the coach, Hatru, and the whole contingent that left about 30 days before the tournament started to England. So I told them good luck that you left there early, because once the tournament does actually start, there's fair bit of chance you're going to be coming back home early. Oh, what a wonderful World Cup final it was, and an entire tournament. I think ups and downs, great entertainment. Both England and New Zealand really fighting it out. Back here to the game, Qatar versus Malaysia it is. Both teams playing for pride. Fitri Sham from the Balestier Road end. He'll be bowling to Norman Sava. Picks a single down to long on. Norman Sama very capable of hitting the long ball, but batting extremely intelligently here. Both these two batsmen are. Subs, you just missed our facilities manager Mahesh Kumar's birthday. Pretty sure he's got some wonderful carrot cake still lying around. He told me it was his sweet 16th.
Well, I turned 50 this year, so I can't say anything about a sweet 16. But I'll take the carrot cake. Age is no barrier to a good carrot cake.
I hope he doesn't get in trouble for the labor laws.
They've done a wonderful job, the facilities, all the groundsmen. I congratulated all of them, the ones I met outside on the way in. It's not easy in Singapore with the way the weather is and the rain, and you plan you're going to do something with the ground tomorrow and it rains and kind of sets you back on your plans. It's a phenomenal job, the way they keep the cricket running.
And the weatherman never gets it right. He always predicts thunderstorms. We had a prediction of 15 straight thunderstorms during the Gladiators games, which we had just before the tournament in preparation. We had 15 beautiful days of cricket. Wonderful shot.
I see a pattern there. Maybe there is predictability. just do the opposite.
Yeah, fair enough, as long as you're consistent.
Exactly. Consistently wrong. Often wrong, never in doubt.
Norman Sawa beautifully driving that to deep extra cover. Fitri Sham keeping it tight. This occasion, Taimur Sajjad drilling it down the ground to long on. Sherwin Munyandi patrolling the long on boundary. Qatar now really needing under 100 runs. It's a good delivery. Once again, cannot prevent the Qatari batsman from taking a single.
It's interesting to see so many of the batsmen square up in this tournament, and it's almost like trying to get that left leg out of the way and being ready for that one shot, and which is why shots like exactly this one.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my God.
It's a no ball.
That was a no ball.
Fitri Sham overstepping. It's criminal for a slow bowler. What's more,
And he didn't get the wicket.
yeah, that would have been a wicket. Good catch there
He's
by.
probably going to go for a 6 now.
That I'm not sure.
Well,
Wait
free
and
hit.
see. Yes.
Oh, 2 wickets in 2 balls. Neither count. Now I've seen everything in cricket. Is that a no ball as well?
That's another no ball.
Above the waist?
I believe
Yep.
they only had 3 fielders inside. Fitri Sham kicks the turf. I think he's absolutely furious with himself.
And so he should be.
No, there's one there. See inside. And Norman Sava deposits that
Finally.
over the long on fence. Magnificent shot.
That's a 6 in 3 installments. Or 3 attempts.
Tamur Sajad, Norman Sava, making sure that Vitrisham takes full toll for delivering those 2 no balls. Could this be the changing point in the game where the momentum shifts to Qatar? All these little things so important during a T20.
The one thing I've realized in T20 cricket is the game changes in an over every time. You feel this is a turning point, and then all of a sudden two or three overs later, the batting side has a brain fade and they lose 2 wickets and the game's turned again. The T20 game especially is just not... Cricket has become very exciting generally across the board now.
So I would like to put to you the question which we put to our viewers. Back in the day we used to call Test cricket the examination and the limited overs format the exhibition. But nowadays T20 seems to be quite an examination by itself. Beautiful shot. Tamur Sajad dancing down the wicket. Elegantly lofts for 6. Saidat Ramli greeted into the attack with a magnificent blow by the Qatar captain. Yes, as I was saying, I mean T20 now the short format with much less chances to recover from errors. Looks to be becoming the examination. What are your thoughts on that? Paddled away, the short fine leg for a single.
I think it still comes down to skills, Chamal. It doesn't matter what format of cricket you're playing. That shot that Tamur hit 2 balls ago was a good shot in any form of cricket. I think the only difference between Test cricket and T20 is you pick the more aggressive players, but they still need to have good technique. There's no place long term for sloggers, or there's a difference between being unconventional and having bad technique, you know. And I think whatever the form of cricket, there has to be a technique that needs to be mastered, and which is why it's just a different mindset that's needed for either game.
Helped along its way. It's a long leg there. Yes, and I also feel in the T20 form of the game, most teams have a chance. And as the game progresses longer, be it the 50 or the tests, usually the better team is able to get a win. Vitrisham here, ball into a backward point, cover, extra cover, long off. Tamur Sajad hits the vacant gap at deep mid wicket. On the leg side there's a fine leg, deep backward square, deep mid wicket and a long on. And at the end of 10 overs, Qatar progressed to 66 for the loss of 4 wickets. 80 runs required in 10 overs. If this pair continues, Qatar would get to safety. Malaysia would be looking to pick up wickets.
I think they need 1 or 2 big overs of 12 or 15 runs, and that'll sort of bring it back, bring the asking rate down to a more manageable, because from here it just keeps cascading into a higher asking rate.
Yes, it's 8 runs and over at the moment required. Given the lightning quick outfield, the short straight boundaries, Qatar would feel they could manage 8 runs and over. But Like you said, you don't want to keep it till the last over. It's a good shot. Can't find the gap. Norman Sawa chops down hard on it.
Dot ball. Gold in T20 cricket.
Taimur Sajjad got run out the other day. That really ended up costing Qatar the chase against Kuwait. Kuwait scoring 197. Qatar ended up losing only by 10 runs.
What a game that was.
Magnificent game of cricket. Norman Sawa tonks it down to long off. Virandeep Singh patrolling the long off boundary. 1 run to the total. By Kalidas. Another single to Taimur Sajjad. Anwar Rahman doing a good job here for his skipper. Could that be a missed stumping chance? Another no ball. This is really criminal. Anwar Rahman jogs in a few gentle steps. Shouldn't be overstepping at all. Norman Sawa not rushed. Looks to launch into that one. Be disappointed he couldn't get any lift off. At the end of the 11th over, Qatar 71 for the loss of 4 wickets. Norman Sawa and Taimur Sajjad.
That was a good last ball. He was under the pump there and he only gave a single. And if you see now, all of a sudden the gap has grown to what was earlier 80 runs of 60 balls. And it's that gap, if it keeps growing, just gets that much harder to pull it back because you need that many more boundaries of the remaining balls. Teams tend to sort of this game is now down to how many balls and planning your inning by the number of balls you're going to play and not the number of overs.
Tickled away down to short third man for a single.
The Malaysians won't mind that. They won't mind the singles at all. Every ball that they concede a single or a dot just adds to the pressure on the Qatari batsman.
The brand of cricket that Qatar plays, they're also quite confident of clearing these boundaries. It's going to be a tight contest. So wide delivery. Taimur Sajjad be disappointed. Amandeep Singh.
He's familiar with these conditions. He knows exactly what he's bowling.
Guided down to long leg for a single. Been really impressed with this cricketer, Taimur Sajjad, the captain of Qatar. Whether he's batting, fielding or bowling, always throws himself around. Absolute team man. Had an opportunity to have a little chat with him. Very intelligent cricketer. Norman Sawa playing the idle foil, just knocking it around.
That big over has to come now, Chamar. It cannot. they can't be waiting till the 15th or the 16th over, because by then the asking rate's going to go up to over 12, and that's 1.5 run a ball, or sorry, 2 runs a ball. Well bowled. Great variation there. He's been hitting them into the pitch, not flighting it at all, and then the element of surprise with that particular ball. I don't think the batsman was expecting that, wasn't ready.
Taimur Shahjad looking to switch hit that ball. Kantipur Singh now going left arm through. This is an excellent string of dot balls. Kantipur Singh built up the last 3 deliveries of that over. And at the end of 12 overs, Qatar 74 for the loss of 4 wickets. Needing another 71 runs in 8 overs.
It's almost 9 and over now, and that's how it keeps going up.
Yes, the gulf between the runs required and the deliveries, it's not very astute to make it grow wider and wider. I'm sure the Qatar batsmen out there, they're experienced enough to read the situation. Anwar Rahman continues from the Balestier Road end. It's going to be bowling to Sawar, Noman Sawar. Punches it firmly. Oh.
It's a good stop on the boundary. Probably
Yes.
saved 2 runs. Seems
like
to have hurt himself in the process.
Kantipur Singh. It's a very good fielder. It's a good delivery there. Anwar Rahman varying his pace and trajectory.
Well fielded off his own bowling.
Very well fielded. The Malaysian players throwing themselves, defending every delivery. Punted down to deep mid wicket for a single.
I sometimes think it's balls like the last one where batsmanship shows itself. The excellence shows itself. I mean, that's almost a full toss on leg stump, and he played that down for 1 versus cashing in on it. And then the batsmen try and make up by hitting good balls and giving up their wicket. If you look at it, a lot of the great batsmen, they've been that because of their ability to take maximum toll on the bad balls. It's not just the fact that they could hit maybe 4 shots to a given ball versus 2 by an average batsman is a different thing, but the ability to extract a boundary of a full toss versus just patting it down for 1, I think that's where the difference comes through between good and average. And that is what I mean.
That's deposited over the fence, over deep backward square. Rahman bowling full tosses once too often, pays the price. Magnificent shot. Taimur Shahjad delivers a stunning blow, 6 runs.
It's like Taimur is telling his partner what he should have done on the other full toss on leg stump.
Think spot on, Subs, you've called it. You've got to be able to put the loose deliveries away in any level of cricket, and especially in T20. That just relieves so much pressure.
It does. Need a few more of those though to really bring the game back.
Looks like Kantipur Singh coming in from the Rangoon Road end. He'll be bowling to Noman Sawar. Once again, a player that is very familiar with these conditions plays the Singapore circuit. He's got a short third man, backward point, cover, deep extra cover and a long off. Fine leg, deep backward square, deep mid wicket and a long on the onside. Geez, starts off with a rank half tracker. Norman Sawa once again only able to get a single.
That's a very intelligent half tracker. It's one of those very, very difficult ones. It's pitched outside the off stump, going wider.
It's the long levers of Virandeep Singh. And he sort of tends to undercut the ball. It tends to skids along. Norman Sawa punches it to deep mid wicket for yet another single. Qatar slowly but surely looking to get a move on here. He's bowled him. Tamur Sajad looking for the switch. Virandeep Singh strikes. Malaysia jubilant. Qatar losing a very important wicket just at the wrong moment.
I'm not going to die wondering about the switch, Jamal. I'm not. If you were going to hit the ball on the offside, why wouldn't you just draw away and cut it through the offside? It's something that I know players pull it off very, very well, but and I'm reminded. I'm reminded of a story. This was 1987. England were playing West Indies in Jaipur, my hometown, and the West Indies, the genius, the legend Viv Richards, he had called each and every bowler in the district to come and bowl at him, and he would practice without pads, and he'd ask them to bowl on his legs, and he would keep moving back and cutting them away. And that's all he did, because England had Eddie Hemmings and Phil Emery, and they were going to, that was the time when you could have six fielders on the leg side, and he knew exactly what they were going to do, and he hit them for something like 6 boundaries through the offside, simply by just stepping back and cutting them away. You would see an Arvinder do the same thing. You'd rarely see these guys do any of the switching or any of that and still cashing in on the bad balls.
The wicket keeper for Qatar, Qalandar Khan, joins Norman Sawa in the middle. Virandeep Singh, more than handy bowler in these conditions, straight away striking for Malaysia. Norman Sawa effortlessly dispatches that delivery over the backward square leg boundary for 6. That's the longest part of this ground, and he made it look so easy. The strong lad, this chap, Norman Sawa, could hit a long ball.
I think he was waiting for that one. He almost seemed ready for it. And that's the other thing, the batsman, you know, if you're at the non-striker end, you've got to be having a plan. You've seen the bowler bowl 1 or 2 overs. You've seen the variety the bowler has. He's got that flighted ball. He's got the short ball that he's usually bowling outside off stump. You've got to be telling yourself what you're going to do if it's one of these 3 or 4 balls, versus trying to switch hit something from the stumps and giving your wicket away. And what he did on that last ball was a classic example of having thought out what to do.
Neville Christillian again. Change the bowling from the Balestier end. Ball into Qalandar Khan. Pulls it around the corner to deep backward square. Aziz doing the fielding. Qalandar Khan doesn't seem to find a helmet useful. Anyway, the ball's not been getting up around the nose of this track with Christie's pace. Both Norman Sawa and Kalanda Khan preferring to wear lighter headgear.
Lighter or no headgear.
It's a good shot, running the first one hard. There's a lot of yellow shirts coming in off the boundary, backing it up. Good to see the intensity from Malaysia. Both these teams feel they're in with a chance here. The game's very evenly poised. We're into the 15th over. And that's a very good delivery. Neville Christie almost bowling the old chum in the vast line and length. No great pace, just accuracy. Punted down to long on for a single.
Good over so far. 2 runs from it.
It's bowling to his field, not allowing the batsman anything to get under. Norman Sawa, he'll be looking for a boundary this over. Five overs to go. Qatar should back themselves to chase down these runs. Malaysia, that's a very good delivery, unfortunately beats everyone, the batsman and the wicket keeper. 4 runs, 4 byes.
That's the price a keeper pays so often for standing up.
It also makes very difficult for the bowler to bowl Yorkers or even go for it. I mean, that right there was a classic example. But I haven't really seen the Qatari batsmen using their feet to the faster men. So I wonder what's the plan behind this. Oman Sawa plays it away to deep backward square leg.
Maybe the keeper doesn't want to catch the ball on the 3rd bounce if he stands too far back.
It's probably the reason. Though Neville would disagree.
See the more experienced bowlers and keepers having signs between each other for the balls, especially when he's going to stand up. You'll usually have a very experienced bowler, you know, have some gestures or actions which will indicate to the wicketkeeper of what the plan is. We see that a lot in baseball, where you have the catchers behind the batter.
Looks like Fitri Sham from the Rangoon road end. Bowling to Norman Sawa. Qatar go past 100 at the end of 15 overs. Kalanda Khan quickly scampering through for a single. We're into the 16th now. Qatar 101 for the loss of 5. Requiring a further 44 runs. Kalanda Khan advancing down the track, delivering a meaty blow that's gone a long way over long on. 6 runs. Beautiful shot. Another dot ball there. Quick running between the wickets here. Direct hit. Norman Sawa makes it safely.
Which side has impressed you the most in terms of running between the wickets and just having that agility and speed?
Wide signal there. Yes, look, both Singapore and Nepal, they've really impressed me, and their fielding has been exceptionally good. Running between the wickets looks very coordinated. They always seem to be pushing for the first one hard, and yeah, I think it comes down to fitness as well.
I was just going to say that they've also looked two of the fittest sides.
Is by far the two fittest sides in the competition, and they've played the most consistent cricket throughout this competition, and it'll be a wonderful match tomorrow. Kalanda Khan doesn't seem to have learned from Tamur Sajad's experience. Attempts another reverse paddle and misses it altogether. Lucky to still be there. At the end of the 16th over, Qatar on a Nelson, 1-1-1 for the loss of 5.
So they need 34 now of the last 4, which is
quite doable in the modern day game, especially here. Short straight boundaries. Aziz being brought back onto the attack from the Balestier Road end. He's quick. That might even help Qatar. If a few educated edges flies off the bat.
Well, the batsman may even like it coming onto the bat.
Absolutely.
And, it's where you start taking the pace off the ball that it starts to get difficult on slower tracks especially. So this, for all you know, this might be the over where the batsmen decide to have a go. Well, they have asked for the helmet.
Yes.
One of them has.
Norman Sawa decides he'll continue along with his trusty cap. Kalanda Khan, on the other hand.
Aziz would have to do very well to get to that cap.
Yes. It'll literally be hats off.
Well fielded.
Fires no there. The skipper throws himself to the left. Great bit of anticipation and fielding, leading from the front.
That is at least 2 if not 3 runs saved.
Certainly 3. It gotten past him. There's nobody behind him. It's a good shot. Kalanda Khan advancing down, drills it to long on. Neville Christie making sure it's kept down to a single.
You are right, Jamal. None of them have given the charge to any of the medium or the quicker bowlers, which is interesting. I would have expected that. You know, making some room, trying to go over covers or go square with the ball coming onto the bat, you'd back yourself. Or even going straight downtown.
Absolutely. It's been a really consistent surface. I'll tell you what, Norman Sawa is not going to be playing any reverse sweeps with the cap on. He's just drilled it back past cover. Magnificent shot, 4 runs. As we were discussing, Aziz and his pace helping the Qatari batsman time it. That went like a bullet. Nearly cleaned up our ground staff. Norman Sawa steadily progressing to 35. He's done a stellar job for Qatar. Played really well the match against Kuwait as well. They seem to have lost a ball in the covers. It's quite interesting. Umpire Kali brings out the spare balls kit. I wouldn't be surprised after this tournament if we find a few kookaburras on the trees of Singapore, even though they are not native to the island.
We'd be waiting for when it rains, so the covers could be got onto the ground and we recover all the lost balls.
Yesterday I saw this absolutely beautiful Labrador Retriever playing with one. I didn't quite have the spirit to go and take it from him. Finders keepers.
Absolutely.
Aziz continues from the Balestier Road end. Hits the deck hard. Bowls a dot ball. Qatar progressing to 117. I think Norman Sawa here holds the key. Been ably assisted by Kalanda Khan. Another full toss.
And another boundary.
And that was a bit of lackadaisical fielding by the sweeper cover fielder. You need to put the dive in. But not the best of deliveries to be bowling at this juncture. The outfield here is lightning quick. Went all the way for 4 runs.
10 runs of that over. A good one for Qatar. Keeps them in the hunt.
There's 3 overs to go. Qatar requires just another 24 runs. Physio seems to be coming out. I think this is experience of Norman Sawa. He's asking for the physio's treatment, but I think what he really wants is a bit of hydration.
And a few deep breaths.
Oxygen in the process.
Oxygen in the process. Absolutely.
Well, the Malaysian team having a mid-pitch conference. Seem to have recovered one of the balls. Umpire Kali there displaying his fielding skills. Not too bad, I must say. We are about to get underway.
I'm a little surprised at the line they've bowled at Sarwar, especially the quicker bowlers. He seems to have a predominantly what I tend to call the heavy bat game. He plays off the front foot. He's waiting for that ball either full or pitched up and then to hit through the line. And if we notice, barring that 1-6 that he hit of a short ball, and I think that was more to do with the line of that short ball being on middle and leg stump, he really has not done much with any of the shorter. He wants to get onto the front foot, and that's where you probably bowl a little cross seam and hit the ball into the pitch. And they haven't really tried that. It's been very predictable bowling to Sarwar, and good for him. He's cashed in on it.
Absolutely. And even in the previous over when Aziz did dig it in with those rib ticklers, Sawa was struggling to put them away. Spot on there. Looks like Virandeep Singh to continue. Or Pawandeep Singh it could be. Kalanda Khan drilling it to deep mid wicket. Pawandeep Singh it is. Number 17 for Malaysia. The brother of Virandeep. Got a heavily fortified backward point region. Short third man, backward point cover, deep extra cover and a long off. I think that's a better area to be bowling to Norman Sawa. There's a short fine leg, deep backward square, deep mid wicket and a long on the leg side. Qatar progress to 123. And Kalanda Khan manages to find the gap between backward point and short third man. 4 runs.
The coach must be relieved. The number of drills they would have done of this shot, it's finally come off.
I think he was playing on the law of averages. One's got to connect. I think it has connected when it matters.
It's a very interesting field they have. They have a short, fine leg, which is about 3/4 of the way to the boundary for a left-arm spinner. I'm not sure what shot he is there for. He's got to be somewhere squarer at the shorter mid-wicket and moving the backward square leg that's on the boundary a bit finer. But
Qalandar Khan steps out, deposits this ball over the side screen. Massive six. He's really taken this game away from Malaysia. He's taken a few risks. It's paying off for Qatar. Wonderful display here. Qalandar Khan, one of the more experienced campaigners for Qatar. And on this occasion, steals a quick single.
rubbing salt into the wounds.
Absolutely. I think they've decided to target Parndeep Singh.
12 runs of that over. Another good one. They worked this down to a T.
Now requiring just 11 runs in 12 deliveries. Both teams managing to take this game deep into their innings. The 19th over about to start here. Looks like it's going to be Aziz to continue. Actually, Virandeep Singh was bowling really well.
Has he not finished his quota?
I believe he definitely has a few overs up his sleeve.
Interesting. Maybe that's the last over. He has one left.
He has
Again.
3 left. He's only bowled 1.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And with the introduction of pace and Aziz, that only really helped Qatar get a move on. So that's something the Malaysian think tank would have to reflect upon. As it is, Qatar 134 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of 18 overs.
Malaysia will need some magic this over if they want to stay in the game, otherwise it's done and dusted.
Yes, and Qatar will be really disappointed if they lose it from here. Both batsmen well set.
Good batting. That should be 2.
That certainly should have been 2.
Then again, neither of these two batsmen look to be the very agile.
Shaidat doing well to keep it down to a single. Yes, the Qatar running between the wickets is a thesis by itself. Norman Sawa once again drops that heavy bat. On this occasion, scampers back for 2. Qalandar Khan is even put in the dive.
Sent a few shockwaves with that dive.
I'll tell you what, he would have got 10 out of 10 from me. He might even make the Olympic diving team of Qatar. Oh, it's all
good.
happening. That's a very good shot. It's again a good bit of fielding at long off.
Again, everything's been pitched up in the zone. Don't have to, there's been no change of pace attempted, no cross seam, nothing that the bowler's done. And I don't think you're going to contain a batting side where you've got 2 well set batsmen.
Once again, single easily gathered to backward point. Yes, I mean, as a bowler, you need to assess the match situation. Can't be predictable, especially in T20 cricket. Variation so important. Qatar now cantering along.
Somehow he's got to get a dot ball here. And instead, he's probably going to get 2. Well played.
Norman Sawai played a brilliant hand for Qatar here. Came in when Qatar was in a spot of bother. He's consolidated the innings and guided this chase expertly. Now Qatar within 1 strike of victory.
I'd look to finish it if I were him.
I think he should finish it with a 6. He's deserved a half century. He's on 45. Qatar only requiring another 4 runs to win. Let's see how it goes. They certainly look to take it on. Punted away to deep mid wicket for a single. At the end of the 19th over, Qatar 142 for the loss of 5 wickets. They now require 3 runs for victory in the last over. Could this be an interesting one?
Especially if it's one of those loopy spinners who comes in and all of a sudden gets 2 dot balls. And then the batsman steps out on the 3rd, misses it completely.
Yes, Randeep Singh looks to be the one entrusted to bowl the last over. Yes, actually Mohammad Kashif, the Kuwaiti captain, got away with 3 of those loopy hand grenades this morning. Picked up 3 Nepali wickets. He was bowling right arm over the wicket hand grenades. 1 by 7 wickets. Yes, Randeep Singh here. Bowling the last over. 3 runs required. Single taken straight away. Randeep Singh not happy with the fielder there at short fine leg. Looks like Rumley.
And rightly so, because I think the batsman running to the non-striker's end was ball watching.
Yes, and that fine leg fielder is too deep, and like you said before, he's in the wrong position.
Yep. It's got to be a lot closer. I mean, that could have gone straight down his throat if he was
where he should have been. And on this occasion, there's yet another twist. Kalanda Khan perishes, cutting a straightforward one.
I love it when batsmen have a sense of occasion, Jamal. I love it.
Neville Christie swallows that one at backward point. Kalanda Khan perishes after doing all the hard work. Could there be yet another twist in this game? We've had some fabulous games of T20 cricket right throughout this tournament. On the penultimate day, the last game, not disappointing, going right down to the wire here at the IA Oval. Just a reminder to our viewers, tomorrow is going to be the clash between host Singapore, tournament favourites Nepal,
and local favourites Singapore.
Absolutely, and the way they've been playing, they just might summit Everest.
Well said. See, this is really set up now for a very exciting finish. If I were Malaysia, I'd really be bringing in the fielders.
Yes, absolutely.
Inviting the batsmen to have a go. There's only 2 runs. There's nothing to lose.
Looks
it's
like
a new batsman at the crease.
Looks like Iqbal Chowdhury, the number 89. Experienced player. I wouldn't even mind having a slip.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No point having a deep mid-wicket and a sweep at this occasion. Well, who knows? Maybe Iqbal. Oh, that's close. I tell you what.
Come on, Iqbal, take it closer.
Tabarak Da, the umpire there, the Rangoon Road end, thinks otherwise. He's the man that matters. The umpiring's been very consistent right throughout. Randeep Singh. And once again, the ball beats the fine leg fielder, runs away for 4.
And that is the game.
That's the game. Qatar winning by 4 wickets here. It's been a wonderful game of cricket. Like to thank all our viewers tuning in. We will see you shortly with the awards presentation ceremony. The news here from the IA: Qatar has chased down the 146 for victory and won by 4 wickets. So it's been a pleasure commentating with you. Lovely to have you in the com box.
Thank you very much. Thoroughly enjoyed it.